Previously on A Comprehensive Guide to Pacifism in Dark Souls 3. It is imperative to stay low level and unupgraded while following the Yhorm side quest. Wait around until your pacifism is too much to handle. Use the Force Miracle as needed. It won't be so easy in the next instance. Come check this tree after every invasion to stock up on seeds. We are now one step closer to the proper setup for a proper pacifist. Now when you activate the tree fight with your summons, they can follow you through the fog gate instead of waiting for the tree to activate. Prayer art on chimes can eliminate your need for multiple Estus flasks. I was lucky and found Greirats after a few days of searching and missing summon signs at level 20, weapon +2. This fight is entirely possible with Egan alone, but it will make you question your sanity. I do not recommend it, since we won't be leveling health anytime soon. Head outside and use Force to get this Estus shard, the Executioner's Greatsword. Its passive gives you mana from any slain enemies. The Grave Warden especially is very dangerous. This chime shines when combined with the Sage Ring for its innate FCR boost. You'll find this to be a peaceful walk. Keep an eye on enemy positions and keep a mental note for when you're farming as a White Phantom. Be sure to have Spook attuned to survive the fall from the roof while making this jump. But before we open these doors, we should take care of something first. And as you're heading up the elevator, we'll roll off the right side when you hear the Ignore Siege Word for now and run down to the Fire Demon to get him to attack. Try to heal every time he's hit. Lure them to the elevator and politely but firmly force them down. Here are some invasion tricks while farming Pale Tomes. My most consistent force spot is this ladder. Wait to time your force for when they come out of the ladder kick animation, giving them little time to react. 99.9% of every host has the Way of the Blue Covenant. I don't know why Doomguy stayed behind. Or was it to sacrifice himself? To let me save this invasion. Summon Yhorm to get the proper bow gesture. For Silver Cat followers, do not give any Pale Tongues to Rosaria. The 9th step of Pacifism, the first run-through of the DLC. The Millwood Battle Axe has an extremely useful pacifist art which causes a non-damaging multiple stumbling burst using your body like a long-range tackle art. Just don't swing by mistake. Sometimes he'll just respect you enough and ledge himself. Wear the right ring setup to maximize your survivability or hidden body longevity. Flies will start to drop around you. Decide on your route during the cutscene. With the first DLC looted and run through, we can now go take care of the rest of the cathedral. Only 2 more things we need to do here, and they both require summons. Have them defeat the furthest Manslugworm caster to acquire the Red Sign Soapstone. Do this before the deacons to make it easier on yourself. Afterwards, you should have enough souls to purchase the tower key from the Shrine Handmaiden. Travel all the way to the top and back down to get patches to move and become a vendor at the Firelink. Keep purchasing and stocking up on alluring skulls. As I said earlier, you are geared and leveled enough to farm this area with your White Sign Soapstone. Instead of being a Mad Phantom, your goal should be pure soul collection. Hello, and welcome back to a comprehensive guide on pacifism within Dark Souls 3, Episode 3. Prepare yourself, and don't forget to stock up on alluring skulls before leaving the Firelink Shrine. The right attunement setup is crucial for this build. For an adventure setup, make sure to have your main heal, Spook, Hidden Body, Force, and Tears of Denial. Use the Saint's Ring and Deep Ring in order to slot Warmth. A boss setup would exclude Spook and Hidden Body. For shields, you can decide between your Blessed Equipment, the Ethereal Oak Shield, or the Grasscrest Shield. You can choose around this time to turn in your Londor Tome to Arena for Vow of Silence, but it will not be needed until later on. Only do so if you want to follow Arena's Dark Path. Your ring setup should include the Slot Ring combo for extra slots, the Lloyd Shield Ring for survivability, and a ring of your choice. I chose the stone flame plate for its fire resistance. You can also effectively wear Morin's ring, the Calanthe ring, or the Sage ring. We have a lot to do, so let's head on our way. We will be heading underground. Our first obstacle will be the Abyss Watchers in Faron Keep. You may be able to find signs around the perimeter bonfire at level 25, weapon reinforcement plus 2. But I found the areas to be a bit more consistent at level 32, weapon reinforcement plus 3. I followed the basic guide of trying to keep faith and attunement around the same to capitalize on a larger mana pool, while my health begins to look very small. We can circumnavigate getting one-shot by enemies by using the Lloyd Shield Ring and Tears of Denial, so we are able to take a handful of hits. To save mana, cast Tears of Denial, then sit at the bonfire to replenish your stock. Your Tears of Denial will still be cast. It's a short jaunt around the right side to the Abyss Watcher fight. Just watch out for the grooves. Now, I do not condone running from invaders. I was just not aware I was invaded by Orc until I entered the boss fight. I must have had my mind on other things. I apologize. Strats for the Abyss Watchers are simple. Use warmth only if you're feeling it. It is risky for its neutral heals. Don't rely heavily on its slow tick healing speed. When more spawn, hold aggro on as many as you can, turning them away from your teammate. Use force when needed. Don't be afraid to hold L1 with a shield and get up in the Abyss Watcher's face. His offhand can ricochet off of you. Try to time your heals for when your teammate comes out of a backstab or repost animation, giving them the heal as soon as they regain control. Overall, this is a fairly simple fight. You can even eat the soul if needed. Its boss weapons are non-pacifist items. Underneath of us are the catacombs of Carthus. Get used to it. You may be here a while. For now, let's get some loot. Use Hidden Body and the Slumbering Ring to weave through the skeletons. The notable loot of the area being souls, shards, ash, and a few rings. Follow this route for a full run of the catacombs. We can also continue the Hollow questline. Follow the prism stones to find Henri looking skyward. Talk to them to follow their quest. You will need to receive the Hollow rewards pertaining to the questline. It's not hard to mess up, but it is missable. If you get lost in what to do, I'm here for you. A good rule of thumb is to never tell Henri of Horus's location, and chat with Henri and Iuria when you see them. Avoid the Skelly Ball trap by snagging an ember. Take your time. The 9th step of pacifism is patience. The patience of awareness. Getting this bone ash is a bit tricky. You must rush the witch skeleton and either divert their route into the path of the Skelly Ball or force them into it. With force. The ball will release the bone ash after crashing into the wall. I thought it'd be fun to pass the time in the catacombs by being a blue sentinel. At this stage in the game, I do not recommend it. I have cut out all blue sentinel footage for your own well-being. Keep casting Hidden Body to get past the skellies. You can pick up a new ring behind the jars, but be aware of the lidded jars. They produce homing dark magic when broken. The Karthus milk ring has its uses, but I've never seemed to need it. Use the hole in the ground near the ember at the end of the hall to lure the Karthus skeletons away from you at little resource cost. This Skelly Ball is now yours. Respect it, and it will respect you. Use it to clear the area of unneeded enemies. Snag the bonfire nearby, making the walk to High Lord Wolner easier. To clear the first rats, run down the stairs after the ball, but quickly turn around and run back. The rats will run out and be crushed. While embered, follow this route for another ember. Night Slayer Torzik will invade. Don't panic. Run past them, back up the way you came. Lure the aggressive NPC invader into the Skelly Ball's path, dodging to the sides at the right times to keep Torzik getting hit. It will take approximately 10 hits. Be careful, the fume knight greatsword they wield does a lot of damage, eating your health for breakfast. Use Tears of Denial as a safety precaution. You'll get a gesture and a trash ring, and be able to summon Torzig in another area. Now, with Torzig gone, take the left path through the cave. Use force or stealth to deal with the Karthus swordsman. Go to the second level through the secret staircase to snag some shards. Run down the hall with the crystal lizard. Loop back around to the gate and open it with a lever. To raise all the skeletons, run to the start of the rope bridge. Here's where you can talk to Henri. I prefer to have a chat without skeletons chasing me, but you do you. Run across the bridge and smack it to send it down. Use force to deal with any leftover skellies. Head down the bridge, now turned ladder. Hidden body sprint past the fire demon and the skeletons to the new bonfire. The abandoned tomb. Deeper inside, you'll find the smoldering lake. Follow this route to get rid of the sandworm early. The ballista above will fire 3 shots together. Time out your runs and get past the sandworm, hiding behind it. Use the ballista shots to take out the sandworm, earning you a trash miracle and a bone ash. Head up the cliffside to another bonfire while avoiding the ballista. We'll shut it off in a bit. Follow this route to get some more shards and other loot. Notable items will be the Estus shard, pyromancy books, and the white hair talisman. Use hidden body to avoid the Grue. They are dangerous at your state. Use this trick to acquire another bone ash without being grabbed by sludge. Be sneaky, quick, and quiet while moving through the tunnels. Watch for the Black Knight and Grue on patrol. Some well-placed hidden body casts will get you through to the antechamber bonfire. Grab the book before heading through the hidden wall. Make the jump after the Estus shard to complete the loop. Head down the stairs in the middle level and go down the hallway with the rats. A lot of hidden walls are coming your way. Throw an alluring skull before the drop if you're feeling nervous about the rats, but I found that hidden body works fine. Find the secret walls and move past the basilisks. Time to lure the Black Knight to the real Torzig. Follow these strats. You just have to set up the greeting and then mop up what's left. Try to influence an attack to one of them and watch the show. Use their NPC pathing afterwards to get them to fall into the lava, making the ladder clear to climb. Torzig might take a while. It takes time, patience, and the NPC respecting you enough to fall. Take the ladders up to the area the ballista is in. Hidden body your way past the skeletons, and turn off the ballista. After dropping, you can head down a tunnel with little loot at the end. and we can find out for ourselves what happened to Horus. As I mentioned earlier, we don't need to tell Henri about this. Now that the ballista is off, you can safely snag the lake loot. Make sure to get the Shield of Want if you are proficient in quick swapping to soul boosting items after boss kills or high profile enemies. In order to see more signs, or at least have a chance to, we should take this time to level twice into attunement and level our chime to +4, along with anything else that you may be using. Don't forget to burn any bone ash that you may have, turn in Estus shards with Andre, trade gifts with the crows, and buy anything you may need from the vendors. The 10th step to pacifism. One challenging item to acquire is the white hair talisman. First, ember up. Then attune flash sweat and replenishment. Put on your fire resistance equipment as well. Drop and book it. Drain Estus as you sprint for the far back item. You can grab Toxic Mist on the way if you're feeling lucky. Sadly, our build at this point does not have enough health in hollow form to survive the fall. You can only survive it as embered, but do we even have a strong enough Estus to make it there? To quicken things, it's okay to use Azaria's trick to increase your health temporarily to make the jog easier. Quit out after deciding on your new vigor build, but before exiting out of your option menu. Save 1 level for intelligence in order to cast Hidden Body. The rest gets dumped into vigor. Follow directions on screen if confused. Use this method to get the white hair talisman without the need of wasting embers every attempt. The white hair talisman can be used to cast pyromancies and miracles, useful for warmth casts. Afterwards, switch back to the regular build, splitting your levels between attunement and faith like before. After leveling back properly, you may want to spend some souls and level to 38, still weapon reinforcement plus 4. This is what patience means. I can regale you with horror stories of waiting countless amounts of times. Of hearing the skeleton ball roll back and forth, crashing into the wall. I wait and dream of the sound that lets you know a new summon sign has appeared. Nothing will help that gnawing feeling when you're not near the bonfire. Could a sign be there? Someone must surely have put a sign down by now. No, they haven't. It's a lie. A myth. You are cursed to live the rest of your days here. Passively awaiting the end of the world. This task is the 11th step to pacifism. The patience to hope. You may be here a while. Turn off that part of your mind that expects success and give yourself to the long wait. Hibernate here on your skills. I cannot stress enough the amount of time that I've waited for a sign. One thing you can do to kill time is to aggro all the skeletons near the rope bridge and lure them into the skelly ball. It's not much, but it's honest work within the bounds of pacifism. You can also farm vertebra shackles this way from the skeletal Karthus swordsman in the side hallway, but we've already grinded shackles out in a previous episode, so skip that entirely if you've been following along. After accomplishing this feat, you can have a nice quiet moment near the bridge, if we could ever find a sign. Finally, after a lifetime of waiting, it's here, the shining sign in these dark times, a jolly sunbro. Oh, thank God. Like a beacon in the night, Beowulf arises. Have a nice moment near the bridge. This is what getting rid of the skeletons is all about. Just one peaceful moment. To show your summon how appreciative you are of them for putting a sign down in a low traffic area. This moment was all worth it. This area is the first real test of pacifism and patience. The worst is yet to come. High Lord Wolner is fairly simple, but has a few tricks to make unsuspecting players panic. Try to direct your summon to attack his bracelets. When he fog breathes, run towards him, not away. If done quickly enough, you won't have to worry about his summons at all. Overall, a pretty straightforward and simple fight. Be glad it's over. If there's any boss I'd recommend using a password friend for, it's this one. Before heading back to Firelink, let's head up to Iirithyll and get the first 3 bonfires. We will dip into Iirithyll right now in order to start Greirats' quest and snag a new greater heal miracle. Race along the bridge to avoid the Hound and travel back to the Firelink from this bonfire. Tell Greirat to go to Iirithyll after going to Iirithyll yourself.
Oh, hello. Fine work, I say. Discovering Iirithyll in the Boreal Valley all in a day's work. If the tales are true, it is home to old moon-worshipping nobles and should be packed with treasure. What do you think? Shall I go and see what I can find? A fine choice. I am Greirat the Thief. What I bring back will be worthy of that name.
Run through Iirithyll to get the Great Heal Miracle, picking up whatever loot that you see on the way. hidden body and slumbering ring your way past the Pontiff guards unnoticed. Be careful. This is where you will really start to rely on Lloyd's shield ring and Tears of Denial. They will save you. Stealth for areas and survivability for bosses. This is a good rule of thumb for planning your ring and spell setups. The third Iirithyll bonfire, you will find Henri if you've talked with them in the catacombs and did not tell them where Horus is.
Oh, I thought it might be you. Protection. I never managed. May the flames guide your way.
Talk to them here for a ring, gesture, and to also move the quest along. Don't forget the first proof of Concord kept found in the world. We will have to grind out at least 8 through the Blue Sentinel or Dark Moon Covenants. You'll want to be a higher level before you start devoting your time to it. Being fully prepared and properly leveled will assist you in the slog. Keep going deeper into the city. Once you reach the water, race for the miracle. Use the dagger's quick step if needed. It is important that you don't travel any further than the Great Heal. This is the only reason we are here. The things we snagged along the way were just bonuses. We'll be back later to finish looting the entire area and take on Pontiff. Now we're prepared to take on the Old Demon King. This fight can be done entirely with NPC summons. Go to the bonfire closest to the Old Demon King's boss room to summon Night Slayer Torzig. Summon Great Swamp Calculus by the stairs for the Old Demon King. Use player summons if seen, but they are not needed. The old Demon King is a bit tricky in terms of strats, but overall fairly simple. Try to pull his aggro to you or Torzig. Try to be aggressive with your heals. Calculus will use poison spray to apply damage over time. Calculus is priority. Torzig can die, and with a little NPC trailing, you can get the Demon King poisoned, watching him slowly die. If RNG is on your side, and you're a bit quick with your heals, you can have a way faster boss kill.
Come through that fog.
Oh yeah!
Yeah. Nicely, Torzig.
You know what I'm saying?
Wanna come through that fog and slay a demon. An old Demon King, baby.
Your great sword is fuming. Oh yeah, you know what I'm saying. Your great sword is fuming. Oh, nice slayer Torzig.
Yeah. Swinging your sword all day long.
You a one-way trade, I'm the witness.
Yeah. Only cares about love.
Nice Slayer Torzig, don't care about anything.
Nice Slayer Torzig only cares about one thing. Nice Slayer Torzig only cares about love.
Oh yeah. Nice Slayer Torzig, you came through the fog and stole my heart. Nice Slayer Torzig, oh yeah. Nice Slayer Torzig, oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
After defeating the old Demon King, Greirat will be back at the Firelink Shrine, his quest being tied to boss fights.
Oh, then we're both safe and sound. Thank the gods for that. I don't like getting things so close.
Now that we've defeated 3 bosses back to back, you may be itching to get inside Iirithyll or to the jail. Take a breather. Remember to be safe, patient, and have fun. Have you put down a message yet for some pacifist boosts? What message did you rate last? Take your time out of your own journey and throw out a sign to help another. By now, you should have an intermediate grasp on what it takes to be a pacifist within this game. Starting where we left off in Iirithyll, head to the waters. Use the dagger's art to escape the hound. Only come this way if you've completed Greirats' questline after he's gone to Iirithyll and has come back to the Firelink Shrine. Hidden body to slink by the spider creatures. Meet an old friend to get a siege brew and another trash miracle. Sneak past the Silver Knights and up the stairs to get a divine blessing and some other things to sell. When you get outside, use Hidden Body and Alluring Skulls to make it past the dogs and hollow wizards. Open the shortcut gates to Pontiff before beginning the summoning process. If you feel like it, you can Ember up and use the dried finger to summon all NPC summons. With some aggressive healing support, you can take out Pontiff quickly. Pontiff is tough, no doubt about it. The best thing you can do is learn the Great Heal range and get better at parrying. Never forget to cast Tears of Denial. Throw up parries or block Pontiff's attacks, healing when you can. This is the ultimate test of pacifism. How high can you soar? Summoning other players may be a different story. Use Hidden Body or the White Tree branches while summoning your party to avoid the Pontiff Knights. I would stay between levels 38 and 45 for this area. +4 and +5 weapon reinforcement is plenty. If you plan on only using other players, you may be in for a long wait, not only for a sign, but for the right sign. When you find the right group, you'll know it. After Pontiff, you can finish looting the area. The Ring of the Sun's Firstborn is an important item found right before the Pontiff's arena. It will boost your miracles the way Mord's Ring does, but a bit beefier. Use them in conjunction with each other for stronger healing support. If you're looking for a new spell catalyst, come this way to get the Witch Tree branch. Being a support role, it is beneficial to throw out a white sign and grind the area with others. This gives you the practice and patience you need to get through your own world. When you're ready, head to the dungeon area across the water. You'll have to outrun the dog again. Get the bonfire and start looting the dungeon. Use Hidden Body between these bonfires along with Spook to make the run easier. Hidden Body and Spook will let us slip through. Tears of Denial will protect us. If you're embered from earlier, you'll be invaded by Alva. They're quite dangerous. If you're able, use Force to knock them off the ledge. If you're hollow, the walk will be simpler. Follow this route to collect the keys and shards. The dungeons are a bit of a maze. Keep casting Hidden Body to avoid the jailers and hollow prisoners. Use an Undead Hunter Charm to safely get this Estus shard. Head back up the stairs, cast Spook, and with a bare right hand, sprint off this ledge, plunging into the ledge. Skipping most of the dungeon. We'll be back later. The gargoyle on the bridge poses little threat. Try to get by while dodging attacks and get to the bonfire. Let's loot the rest of the dungeon and get a prerequisite for Orbeck to be a summon later on. Slot Caressing Tears for the toxic water, or use the blooming moss clumps found in the area. Don't forget to say hello to the lizards. Important items here are few. Get them at your own risk. Climb the tower and sneak up on the rooftop wizard. The rooftop wizard is a little tough, but with the right ring setup and Cheers of Denial, you can take a few hits as needed. Use Hidden Body to reset aggro. And try to lure and force him off the rooftop into the toxic water. Remember the 12th key of pacifism: patience. The patience to outlast the opponent. Give this scroll to Orbeck and buy all the spells from it. You won't use any of them, but is needed to have Orbeck as a summon partner later on. After you're done, head up the stairs to get the jailer's key. Jump out the window and run for the elevator. Open the shortcut and rest up before heading back down and looting what we skipped earlier. Sneak past the rats and go to the end of the hall with 2 chests. We want the key from the right chest to open a friend's jail cell. Dash back through the basilisks, take a left down the tunnel, and ready up. Throw an alluring skull to bring the rats off you while opening the door. Rush for the elevator. Use the pit to take care of any rats that may have chased you. Go up to open another shortcut. head into the left and snag a simple gem in this jail cell before heading back down the elevator. Loot this area for the profane coal, allowing you to infuse hollow items. And Xanthos ashes, allowing you to purchase white tree branches. Use the jailer's key to free Carla, and use the old cell key for siege word.
Oh, Ri.
You can use Siegeward's help, but you really only have one shot. If he dies, you cannot get him back. Only go into the Yhorm fight if you have another summon to take aggro. Head back to the Firelink, cash in ash, coal, and shards. Eat some souls, buy all the spells, and talk to Carla to give her the books you have. You'll want Undead Rapport. This is the time you must decide to give the Londor Tome to either Arena of Karim or Carla, and purchase the Vow of Silence. Vow of Silence is considered a dark miracle, and we'll start the Dark Arena side quest. For the Light Arena side quest, buy Vow of Silence from Carla instead, and no dark miracles from Arena ever.
The dark arts are a detestable sort. That wouldn't interest you, would it?
The Profane Capital is a quick loot with nothing of note other than some souls. It's a quick, hidden body spook sprint through the area. Watch out for the fire sentry, it may get you a few times. Getting the Mimic treasures is pointless, but a good challenge. Now, buckle up. If you've thought waiting for a sign for High Lord Wolner felt long, this will feel like an absolute nightmare. If your summon doesn't have a storm ruler, good luck. You'll have a better chance banishing them. I dragged countless summons from the top bonfire down to the capital Yhorm fight. When you have the right phantom, you'll know. What am I doing wrong? Once you find the sign with a storm ruler, keep them alive at all costs. Having an extra storm rulerless phantom helps relieve the aggro from Yhorm, letting the storm ruler phantom wail on the giant. Yhorm is Yhorm. Get your soul boost gear ready before the final hit. Now it's time to loot the area after the Pontiff Sullivan fight. This area is highly dangerous to hosts. You will be invaded while embered. Do not use a dried finger here unless you know what you're doing. let's head to the well. Our goal is to get some summons and/or some friendly invaders. It's a rough task. Use the dried finger and your social skills to make invader friends. Use the seed of the Tree of Giants to allow invader friends to damage the Pontiff dogs. A new seed will appear at the tree almost every time you are invaded. Some invaders do what invaders do best. Sometimes summoned help will be more effective to get the Ring of Favor and protection. Don't sit at a bonfire or mistakenly die if this happens to you. Otherwise, the dog's health will reset. I effectively was able to finish off one dog with the help of an invader after my Sunbro summon died, before getting the last few hits. If you run out of seeds, go get more. You can join the Aldrich Covenant here as well. It runs like an invader covenant, invading host worlds when they enter the area. Its rewards are a bit dismal for a pacifist, but you can heal your fellow Aldrich teammates, making for interesting plays. I will cover the Aldrich Covenant tactics in a later episode. For now, keep heading up, looting ash and shards on the way. Keep casting Hidden Body to avoid the Silver Knights. Follow this route to unlock the shortcut. After opening the shortcuts, go talk to Yhorm back at the Firelink to be sure you're on the right path.
Honourable Lord of Huff, our Lord and Liege, knowest thou of a youth named Anri? He is hollow, and will join thee in wedlock. A fellow of mine guides him at this moment. When the time is ripe, thou mayst make thy salutations. For what lord taketh no spouse?
Head through a familiar area and do the final prerequisite for the Hollow questline.
Welcome, our gracious lord. Your spouse awaits you. You are very near. Please take the sword of avowal. May you be the truest lord of Londor yet.
This unlocks Londor Paleshade and Yhorm as summons for the final boss of the main game. You can get Chameleon out of the deal as well. Head upwards and head off the secret path to join the Dark Moon Covenant. The invisible path may seem daunting, but it's a straight shot to the tower. Use prism stones to guide your way. The Dark Moon Covenant runs exactly like the Blue Sentinel Covenant, but with rewards. They have a very useful +2 slot ring for the reward of 10 proofs of Concord kept, the reward we get for being a Blue Phantom. It takes time and dedication to get it. We'll grind proofs out in a later episode. For now, let's head down the tower rafters for some fashion. Go all the way up the stair elevator to Honor Londo to get the bonfire and loot the area before beginning your summoning process. This area is short with few dangers, nothing a well-placed Alluring Skull or Hidden Body cast won't fix. Get the Coal, Proof of Concord Kept, and Shard. This is a tactic I call the 2 shield strat. Use a shield with the skill in your left hand and a parry shield in your right. I prefer the Ethereal Oak Shield for its passive health regen and a Blessed Leather Shield in my right, allowing you to effectively parry and block if used correctly. Bring the Crystal Coal back to the Firelink, dropping it off with Andre. This will allow you to infuse your equipment with simple gems, giving you passive mana regeneration. Stealth will most likely be more powerful here. Get the second and last proof of Concord Kept found in the world behind the Hollow Deacons. Use the Alluring Skulls or Undead Rapport to bring them off of you. Watch for sludge while getting the Estus shard from this chest. don't forget the shortcut. I like to jokingly call the pacifist build an attunement endurance build. Plan your levels from 47 to 61. We need more attunement, our first 5-point health dump, and a little bit of endurance, in order to see stronger signs. Level up in increments of 1 to 3 until you find a sign that can defeat Aldrich for you. Don't overlevel. Stay below 70 for now. If you want to play a bit on the proper side of pacifism, forego leveling health this time around, and instead put points into endurance. One disadvantage of miracles is that they eat stamina. The more endurance you'll have, the faster your stamina will come back from a depleted bar. Rely on Tears of Denial and Lloyd's Shield Ring for survival. For Cat Path followers, start splitting your points. You'll still need at least 45 faith and 50 attunement by late game. The rest is split between vigor and endurance. Put down a summon sign at Pontiff or Aldrich to farm souls to get to a proper level. Whether you give the Londor Tome to Carla or Irina, buy Vow of Silence, and level your faith enough to use it. It should be at 32 already. Aldrich is a tricky boss. We'll utilize Vow of Silence to lock down their lethal spells. It takes some proper timing and some cat-like reflexes to be able to cast at the right times. The wrong cast can get people killed. Practice your technique and save lives. You'll want to cast Vow of Silence when Aldrich is above the ground. It will not register when they are below. Aldrich can still melee attack. The big attack you want to lock down is the bow and arrow barrage. If you can read Aldrich's movements, correctly time the Vow of Silence to start before the bow is shot. You can be bad at your timing and Vow of Silence run out before you cast it again. A general rule of thumb is to cast on a wind down of a melee attack, or immediately when he rises from the ground. Aldrich casts many magic bolts when they rise from the ground. If Vow of Silence is cast before they go underground, it will cancel their wake-up attack. Try to take aggro as needed, but don't take unnecessary risks. Be careful not to give Aldrich back health from their Life Hunt Scythe spin attack. Learn to roll through it or keep your distance. Out of all the bosses I helped with, this is the one I felt the most helpful on, even teamed up with casters. Grind sunlight medals as needed. You need at least 10 to get the Sacred Oath miracle in the next area. After defeating both Yhorm and Aldrich, you'll be transported back to the church, where you acquired the Way of the Blue Covenant. Now use a homeward bone to avoid immediately fighting the dancer. I will cover the dancer fight in the next episode. Until then, grind sunlight medals, proofs of Concord kept, or just some good old-fashioned embers to pass the time. For Cat Path followers, you can practice using the Millwood Axe, Alluring Skulls, and other techniques to assist Ceres in defeating Crate in the Wanderer invasion fight. For this invasion fight, simply go to the first bonfire of Iirithyll and find Cirrus's sign on the bridge around where the dog spawns. You will be at a disadvantage being a white phantom. Try to take aggro as much as possible, and interrupt attacks when you can. This is no easy task. Even though you may be severely underleveled for this challenge, keep trying. We will come back in a later episode when we have a few more tricks up our sleeve. Thank you for watching. Next time, we will head into Castle Aldrich and take on the Dancer for a top heal miracle.